Hey y'all, it's Ms.Chelle Latrice. So listen, it's a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I came on here because I'm gonna talk about this just really quick. I was reading an article, love to read, love to get some insight and other people's perspectives about things. But I was reading this financial article, right? Talking about finances. I'm very interested in finances because hopefully I'm closer to retirement, as we should all be if we're 40 plus. So I'm looking at an article about finances, and a woman wrote in and she talked about how I guess she got married later on in life, and it looks like she got married around 45, something like that. But in any case, her and her hubby have been married for 15 years. And so she's now 60 years old. Her hubby is a little older than her. He's 70. But she talked about how when she got married, her children were adults. So, you know, that we start our second chapters in our 40s. So her children are adults. She moved from one state to another state because she did get married. And she left her job where she was to, you know, of course, start her new life with her new husband. She was divorced before, had a first husband, all that good stuff. Fast forward, she's on to her new chapters in life. So she continued to write about how her husband kept everything separate. She had never really seen any of his financials. He had a P.O. box. Before they had moved, he bought a house for them to live in. That being said, the house only had his name on it. Okay. He didn't have her or make her pay the mortgage. So apparently she had some bills, like she would pay the heat and, you know, the water bill, all these good things. So some of these smaller bills. And he had also, he was an executive. He was some type of executive or whatever. Before he had and I don't think he retired, to be honest. He was 70, but I don't think he had no, he did retire, but he was 70 years old and he had already retired. She was still working, of course, at 60. But he has an income, she did know this, he had an income of over $8,000 a month. And also he had been in some part of the services, so he was also receiving a check from, I guess, retiring from the services. But that was the extent of what she knew. What he tended to do was keep the finances separate. He gave her a monthly allowance, so to speak, of $150 a month, you know, hit and miss. Maybe he gave it to her one month, maybe he didn't. And if she had the audacity to ask about it, then there was a problem. So I know this is a little lengthy, but y'all gotta hear this. So then she, you know, kind of did a little snooping around their house and found the will. And in the will, he had left his estate to his favorite sister, and she was not in the will. Okay, I know that was lengthy, but somebody had to hear it because that's happening really in real life to somebody. Listen to me, women. When you have lived to be almost a half a century, when is it okay to let a partner, a man, this is just me talking now, come on, dictate all of your finances? Because what it appears is that they are married. I don't know what her role is in the marriage, but they obviously are not partners. I would beg you, I would plead with you, if you're going to get married, particularly in your 50s, have all your ducks in a row. Number one, make sure that the marriage is the answer. I'm not telling anybody to walk around here and shack up and all that good stuff. You know, everybody got their own beliefs now. It's just me. I don't do the shacking thing. That's not my thing. But make sure legally all your ducks are in a row. You have given up your life as you know it to embark on a new life. Now, keep in mind, it's supposed to be a new life with somebody else, not two separate lives, because the way, if you set it up like that, it sounds like you all are roommates. You don't know anything about his finances. I almost can guarantee you that he knows all about hers. When I went on to read an article, even though she was getting an allowance, and you know, it was hit or miss, he may or may not give it to her. One of the things that he would say to her is, "Why are you asking me for money? You have your own job." Now, doesn't that sound like roommates? Doesn't that sound like roommates? Now, I'm just not into having a husband at any cost. Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Huh? Okay. I'm just not into having a husband at any cost. Why? Why? Just so I can say my husband this and my husband that. Why would I get in a relationship where obviously everything is separate? Everything is separate. And then you have two adult children. If this man was to die, first of all, you got a house that's in his name. You married him, but he had the house before you came along. Now, I do recall her saying in the article, an interesting article, y'all. I do recall her saying in the article that he did have children. Now, I am all for particularly when, again, you're at a different stage of life. If you mess around and get married and you half a century, okay, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not talking against it, but I'm saying it is different from when you get married when you're 19 and you're 20. 19, you're 20, you guys are growing and building together. When you're 50, y'all have brought probably much more to the table. I would hope you have brought much more to the table, okay? And then y'all build from there, right? So, you know, you got to have your ducks in a row by the time we're 50 years old. If we have been in another relationship before, you know, you get married at 50 years old, then you have other stuff going on. You want to make sure your children are taken care of. You want to make sure that you're taken care of in the event that if something happens, you know, and each other, if you're married and y'all supposed to be living and cohabitating together as husband and wife, not just cohabitating, okay? All right. If you guys are supposed to be in it to win it, y'all supposed to be running on the same team, right? Then you want to make sure your wife is taken care of. You want to make sure your husband is taken care of. This is a conversation where you guys have sat down together and went over what y'all gonna do. And preferably you've had this conversation before you get married. Now, y'all do not, I repeat, do not walk around here a half a century old and getting married willy-nilly like you're 19. It makes no sense. It makes no sense because you know there has to be some wisdom in this, right? Y'all talk about this stuff before somebody says, I do. Please. You got to talk about some wills. You got to talk about what it is you're going to leave. If there are children before the marriage, and most of the time there are, you're going to talk about what you leaving here and what you leaving there, what y'all going to do at this house, what y'all going to do if we get married and both of us have sold our houses and then we're going to buy a house together. We got to talk about what's going to happen if one of y'all passes away. Because, and we know it goes to the other spouse. We don't expect, you know, hey, husband and wife get married, the wife dies, right? We don't expect the husband to get out of the house. But what about when the husband dies? Does everything go to his children? Legally it does if it doesn't say something else while you're quite alive, mother. Okay, mama. If you didn't put anything in writing like, hey, when I die, I would like half of the house to go into a trust for my children so that when you pass away, my children would get theirs and your children would get, that's legalities, huh? That's legalities, huh? Because if you don't, then you got a bunch of stepchildren that y'all had that blended family. But when people die, people act crazy. When people die, people get amnesia. When people die, people greediness comes to the forefront. So I say this to folks who are in these relationships. Don't leave everything that you've built, everything that you've done up in the air. You guys as a unit take care of it together and make sure that everybody is taken care of. If y'all supposed to be such a family, such a blended family, that's what I'm saying. Like, when did women just like say, I don't want to know what's happening with the finances? Are we, I know good and well we're not insane. You can't be that naive. At 50, if you tell me that at 19, then okay, I got you. But at 50, 52, 45, 48, you still thinking the same way? Huh? Huh? And y'all have heard these stories where the husband dies and then the wife find out ain't no money. Come on. Don't women, calling all women. Please do not put yourself in that situation. Do not put yourself in that situation, please. Put yourself in a situation where you know what's going on with the finances, where you're looking at documents that you know you've seen the document where you're the beneficiary. Same thing for men. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about women because I'm a whole woman over here. Make sure that you've seen these things. Make sure that this is something that's talked about, especially if y'all dead serious about getting married, particularly at this age. You know, it's not unfair that you marry your husband and he want to make sure his children are taken care of. It's not unfair that that he marries his wife and she wants to make sure that her children are taken care of. Not at 50 years old. Not at 50 years old. It's not unfair. I mean, come on. You cannot eat love, huh? Can't spend it either. Not able to spend it. Love has never kept people housed and clothed and fed. I'm just saying. Emotion has never done it. Y'all have heard the cliche, if you go somewhere, go down to JE and tell the people that Jesus paid it all. It won't work. Your lights will be cut off before you get back home. They'll cut them off. So that's what I'm saying, stop letting emotion, particularly like it did during your 19 and teens and 20s and all of that good stuff. Don't let it drive you 40s and 50s. I mean, don't turn a blind eye to your finances and let your partner run the whole show. Y'all either to run it together or don't. Now, I am not here to tell people it's wrong or right how you run your household, but I will tell you, I'm going to unequivocally say that it's wrong when you don't know how your household is being ran. Because anything can happen to anybody. Life is not promised. Days, minutes are not promised. You don't know when your husband or your wife is going to see Jesus. You don't know when the transition taking place. No man knows the hour. What? They know the hour. You don't know when you're leaving here. You just don't know. So I'm flabbergasted that there are still stories like this. I thought I was being transported back into 1950. 1950, y'all. That's 2020. And you mean to tell me there's still women out here that's blinded, getting ghosted in your finances? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd talk about it. I don't know. I don't know, because every time I look around, women don't know what's going on. People dying and they go funding us to death. That's the new life insurance policy. GoFundMes. Somebody came up with something, didn't they, when they did the GoFundMe? No, y'all. You're 50 years old. Go spend some of your money on a life insurance policy. Stop making people put pictures of you on milk cartons and stuff at gas stations. Don't fund me no more. Don't ask me if I got 100 on the flowers. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So y'all stop being blinded in these relationships when it comes to finances. When it comes to, now, by no means am I an expert, but I have lived long enough to know that that's a real conversation. Come on, somebody. That's a real conversation. Okay, and y'all make sure y'all having them so you won't be around here 50 years old asking somebody, can you stay with them? Huh? Huh? Oh, you don't have to agree. I know I'm talking right. You don't have to agree. Stop. Don't be 50 years old asking somebody to pay your light bill. Huh? Come on. I know what I'm talking about. Don't be 50 years old talking about you live with your mama. No. No. Now, everybody might have a hard time. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being blinded in love. You so in love that they don't have to tell you how much in the bank. They don't have to tell you where the wheel at. They don't have to tell you, well, who am I the beneficiary on the pension? Huh? We've been together 20 years. Am I the beneficiary on the pension? Know your stuff. You been married to your dude longer than 10 years? You entitled to have for the Social Security. Look up y'all stuff. Huh? Come on. Find out if you the beneficiary. Don't be looking stupid when people die and you walk up in there and the man asks you, the funeral home man asks you, funeral director asks you, hey, yes, we need to talk to so-and-so, because that's who's on the insurance, not you. And then you looking surprised and crazy. You looking surprised and crazy, can't make not one decision. Not one. Because you've been with your dude so long and knew nothing about the finances. I don't know. I guess I could go on and on and talk about it because who knew that this was still happening? Who knew? I didn't know. But apparently this foolery is still going on. I'm shocked. Huh? Baby, I'm good and shocked. But apparently it's still going on. And so if you have not done some type of financial checkup, then it's time to do it. Women, like I said, I feel like this for men or women, but I'm talking to women because I'm a whole woman over here. Women, do that. You need a will. You need a will, woman. You need to know about your 401k. You need to know about his 401k, huh? Talk back. No, I'm talking right. Okay, well, I'm done. I'm not gonna screech at you guys anymore. I mean, you need to know. You need to know. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's a Friday night. Y'all have fun and y'all date right, okay? Y'all date right, and thank y'all for subscribing. Thanks, Sasha. I saw you, girl. Appreciate y'all. I want y'all to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Talk back at me. Y'all have a good weekend.